What's going on, my fellow Kino Lords? So tonight I'm going to be reviewing Roofman, which is a film that's based on a true story, that's directed by Derek Cianfrance, and stars Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. So, just to be straight up, Roofman was a film that I had pretty much zero interest in watching. It just so happens that lately I've had some more time off. I got a press invite for it, and my buddy Ryan really wanted to see it. So I was like, fuck it, let's go and check this thing out. Shout out to Ryan, by the way. Fucking awesome, dude. Uh, so, yeah, like, I didn't have any interest in this movie, period. The only thing that was really drawing me towards this movie was the fact that it is directed by Derek Cianfrance. This is the guy that directed The Place Beyond the Pines and also directed Blue Valentine, both films that I really love, especially The Place Beyond the Pines. I am in love with that film. Um, just an excellent piece of filmmaking from start to finish, in my opinion. But ever since then, like I feel like he hasn't really done anything. Like he's done, I guess, some projects here and there, but nothing that really people have been talking about at all. Um, and even though I saw his name attached to Roofman, I still was kind of like disinterested because the material doesn't really interest me, and the way that the trailer was presenting everything, um, just didn't really catch my attention. And after watching Roofman, I can confidently report that it's just kind of a mid movie. um, and look, that doesn't mean other people won't enjoy it. I can see this kind of being like a light-hearted, crowd pleasing movie. I can see a lot of people, coming out of this movie feeling satisfied with it. But for me, it just felt kind of like a nothing burger. Like I think the first act of this movie does a good job at hooking you, right? Like I think it does have a pretty decent hook. A lot of things get introduced about our main character and how he's able to, you know, do the kind of insane shit that he did do. Which, by the way, if you don't know what this movie's about, it's about a dude. Again, it's based on a true story about a guy that was really good at breaking into places through the rooftops of buildings, specifically McDonald's, and the store where the most of the story takes place is actually a Toys R Us, which I think gives the movie kind of like this nostalgic feel to it, which is kind of drawing people to want to go see it. Um, but but yeah, and basically like the whole plot is him just hiding away from law enforcement and getting himself out of one thing but into another kind of thing. But the first act does a good job at kind of setting all that up. Even though I still wasn't huge on it, I was like, okay, but this is still enjoyable. Um, but this movie eventually just kind of devolves into your run of the mill fucking rom com. And there's really, in my opinion, nothing all that interesting, unique, or really that funny. I mean, this movie is marketed as more like a comedy, but I really didn't feel it was all that funny. Like, it has its moments here and there, but to me, like, a lot of the attempts at humor were either non existent or just was kind of cringe and would fall flat. Um, and again, like, it kind of devolves into this rom com, like, dynamic with Channing Tatum and Dunst's character. And it just, none of it seems refreshing. Like, a lot of it just feels like more of the same. And it's not that it's doing what it's doing so badly, it's not doing enough with the script or the vision to really make up for its lack of originality. And that's something that was bothering me while watching the movie, because I'm just like, okay, if I'm going to sit through something that is more of the same, at least find a way to present it a little differently. Do something a little bit more boundary pushing with like the writing and the substance, but it just wasn't there. And I don't know. Like again, I could see people coming out of it feeling like, it was a fine movie and that's fine, but I just walked out really underwhelmed. I mean, I do think like the last 5 minute, like 5 or 10 minutes, like the actual like last part of the movie is satisfying. Like I think there's a lot of subtle but yet powerful performances from Channing Tatum and also Kirsten Dunst. Um, this movie does get into like emotional territory, and most of the time it works for what it needs to work for. And I think maybe that's because I the performances were directed in a more subtle way when it comes to the more emotional scenes, especially from Channing Tatum, and I think that is a quality of the movie that I did admire. But overall, like there just wasn't enough like vision or creative or passion behind this project. And it just seems so weird to me that someone like Derek Sion France, who obviously like has a lot of passion for the art form, with films like The Place Beyond the Pines, um, I just don't feel like that passion or vision is present here. It feels kind of like a director for hire situation, and like anybody could have directed this movie. When you like, if, according to what I've seen, I extrapolate like why do they even need Derek Sion France? It just seems like a weird choice. And also one thing that bothered me about this movie too is that it's rated R, but really for what? Like I mean I get it. Like there's a few F bombs and we see like we have a lingering shot on Channing Tatum's butt. So of course that's gonna be like whatever. But you can get away with that with like a PG-13 movie. There's also like one scene where you see Juno Temple's nipple for a second, and it's like, okay, but was it really worth showing these things to get the R rating when it doesn't really do much to take advantage of that R rating? It feels like it feels like a PG-13 movie. Like it through and through. If like the material, the content, just everything about it, the concept, it all feels very PG-13, but yet it's R-rated because of a very few things that for some reason were uncompromisable. Like it just seems like a bad marketing strategy to make this movie rated R when it doesn't need to be in any way. But that's just kind of like a nitpicky thing about it, I guess. But anyway, uh, yeah, I don't know. I This movie was forgettable for me. Again, I wouldn't say that it's a bad movie. It's just not very good. It doesn't stick with you in any way. Um, I feel like I definitely could have gone my entire life without watching this movie. But it's not offensive. That has that wholesome, attitude, and I like wholesome movies. But if it's gonna be like this bland and this uninspiring, then no, you can keep it. Um, but yeah, not really for me though. So I'm gonna give Roofman a soft 5 out of 10. I feel like even that's like a little generous, but again, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just definitely not good. um, but anyway, that's all I got to say about Roofman. If you really enjoyed what I had to say about the film, just give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film related content.